I've been waiting quite a while to get a first-hand look and private demo session of the brand new MegaPointe from Robe Lighting. It's the newest fixture in their lineup and promises a lot of really cool features. And from what I've heard, it sounds like it's a great fit for the kind of shows that I do. You know, big dance music shows where there's a DJ standing on a big stage playing on some CD players. So let's dive right into it with the MegaPointe.
All right, I'm gonna try not to get in trouble this time. Hello, YouTube. So what we've discovered is the MegaPointe is kind of like a Swiss Army knife of the lighting world. There's so many features packed in this little tiny body. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give Christian Jackson, the great Christian Jackson, 5 minutes to find all of the possible features of the MegaPointe. Let's see if he can do it. All right, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, thanks, Joe. 5 minutes to find every feature on the MegaPointe.
Well, I'm not gonna know if you don't get them.
Starts now.
He's the only one that's gonna know.
Alright, I give up. It's a lot of shit. So I just spent 5 minutes trying to figure out what all it is that the new MegaPointe. Is it point or pointy? What do you say? Say point?
Here in the United States, we typically say point.
Cool.
So
I use them
our
interchangeably.
brethren all say pointy.
Cool.
So.
Awesome. So you can decide based off of where you're living whether you say point or pointy. I'm going to keep changing it up every single time. I can't decide myself. But Adam's here. He's going to show us all the features, a few I didn't even understand, and you know, we'll see what this fixture can actually do.
So MegaPointe is our latest release using the Osram 470 watt HRI lamp. It's a lamp we co-developed with Osram, mainly working on the reflector that was in an effort to get the native beam angle down to 1.8 degrees. This is the smallest beam reducer we have. So that's the tiniest beam that we can emit. And so from 1.8 degrees out to 21 degrees. And then in spot mode, we go down to a native of 3 degrees up to a maximum of 42 degrees.
Wow. That's insane.
The field is completely flat. It's gorgeous. The hot spot is very minimal. We've integrated incredibly smooth color mixing. You do not see artifacts when the flags are coming in and out. The color wheel in the MegaPointe actually matches our MiniPointe identically. It is also the spec, the TV color wheel spec for the standard point. This wheel very closely matches what's loaded into the points with a few of those filters exchanged. And then the static gobo wheel is identical on the MiniPointe, the Point, and the MegaPointe. We've integrated 9 rotating gobo patterns into the MegaPointe. Kind of touch up the focus as we go through them. And then we have a full continuous animation wheel.
Thank God.
This animation wheel identically matches the animation wheel that's in the BMFL wash beam. Here's a couple looks using that animation wheel. Kind of fuzz the focus for us as we go.
That is cool.
So the effects system in the MegaPointe is really what sets this fixture apart from everything else in the industry.
Yeah.
And the concept actually stemmed from our MiniPointe. We launched the MiniPointe a couple years ago after the success of the standard point. And the MiniPointe uses 2 separate linear prisms that are stackable. They're able to stack on top of each other and create an incredible effect. This unit, we went a different route and we created 2 separate effects wheels with 3 pieces of effects glass each that are stackable. So on wheel 1, you have a linear 6-facet prism, this new cylindrical prism.
That's so cool.
And
I would not guess that that's a prism.
If you were trying to relate this, it's very similar to a rib, an enlarged rib of lenticular glass. If you've ever worked with lenticular glass. And then 8-facet radial prism. And then on the second wheel, we also have a 6-facet linear. a 32 facet prism.
Wow.
And another 8 facet radial. So this allows you to use the radials and the linears stacked on top of each other, and in combination with the cylindrical and the 32 facet. So this effect that you're seeing right here is the same effect that the MegaPointe does, using the 2 linear prisms. And you'll see as you start to increase the speed, you start to get this dynamic flower effect, and that's what we called this effect in the MegaPointe. But now, instead of just that one effect, using 6 separate pieces of effects glass, we're capable of achieving 18 different variations. So we're able to get almost 3D animations or gobo rotations out of it, which really help to give it that much more depth.
Even that though, that gobo, that may be my new favorite gobo, by the way.
And I'm in love with that gobo too. Still talking about the cylindrical prism. You caught on to most of this gag. So we're using the cylindrical prism in combination with the beam reducers to achieve a new beam shaper effect. So this is beam shaper 1, beam shaper 2, beam shaper 3, and beam shaper 4. So by controlling the amount of light that we're sending through this cylindrical prism, it's essentially letting us use this light similar to a framing shutter light to light up banners or objects or columns.
I was really surprised because, you know, you mentioned this is a lot like for TV, eye candy type thing. And the fact that it doesn't have framing shutters, but this is a great way of getting around the fact that it doesn't have framing shutters without adding an extra like 5 inches of length to the fixture and an extra 20 pounds and $4,000. I think that's very smart, very cool.
Thank you very much. We think it's going to be very effective in the market as well, and allowing people to achieve some of those tasks without having to have a framing shutter unit. And of course, you've got 360-degree control as well as indexable control of that beam shape. Some of the last items in here, I'm going to pull up some gobos manually. I'm going to put this in as sharp a focus as I can, and now we're going to apply a 1-degree frost to it. So with the 1-degree frost, we just get a really nice soft edge on our patterns. This means you don't have to rack the focus. You can make sure you're getting maximum light output out of your pattern, and now you're softening the edge using this 1 degree.
And you're not getting any of that chromatic aberration on the edge like you would if you were just rolling the focus.
So this is a motorized hotspot control. If you look towards the center of the beam and try and isolate the hotspot, I'm just gonna update the focus as tight as I can here.
Yep.
So you'll see it somewhere under that spring is the hot spot, and that's maximum, and now here's minimum.
Wow.
Maximum and minimum. So we're actually we have a motorized system on the carriage, the lamp carriage, which is allowing us a little bit extra control.
Are there any other fixtures that have motorized hotspot?
Our MMX series of fixtures.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
We first came out with the Motorized Reflector in the MMX family.
Yeah.
And that literally lets you move the reflector back and forth on the lamp to determine where that hot spot is. And then a nice, beautiful fade to black. We really focused on the quality of the color mixing and the quality of the dowser system.
Wow.
To make sure that it was comparable to our BMFL series.
Yeah, that's great. You can slap it around and not make the annoying creaking belt noise. Oops.
Not that bad.
Just got home from doing the pointy demo. I am completely blown away by this fixture. It is on a whole nother level. You guys have heard me talk on my channel before about how I don't like hybrid fixtures because they've always just screamed compromise to me. I feel like the MegaPointe is the hybrid that I've been waiting for. And what you guys saw in this video, it really does not compare to what it's like in real life. Every single thing I would have changed about the original Pointy has been changed or modified in the MegaPointe. The full CMY mixing engine, great. Secondly, the output, the original Pointy was great, but the MegaPointe, it completely blows the old Pointy away. I don't really care so much about the hotspot adjustment. There's like little motors where you can you know, adjust the whole reflector lamp assembly to remove the hotspot. That's really cool for TV applications or corporate stage type stuff. I don't really care so much about that. But one thing I want to talk about is the absence of framing shutters. When I'm specifying the fixtures for a large like festival show, like a DJ show, I want to make sure there are 4 to 6 moving lights that have blades in them. The reason is I want to be able to trim out the top and the bottom of the fixture's output so that I'm not hitting LED screens or truss, you know, if we're building a DJ wrap. It just doesn't look good to have the washed out LED with, you know, half moon circles from a spot fixture. The MegaPointe does not have framing shutters. However, they do have these beam reducers that serve as effectively top and bottom cuts. It makes a horizontal cut out of the output, which is actually kind of a genius way of getting around having to put an entire framing system module inside of the fixture that would have added a lot of complexity, a lot of cost, weight, and length to the overall fixture. When I'm using framing blades on fixtures that I've spec'd for front profiles, I'm not using oblique trapezoid shapes. It's always just top cut, bottom cut. The new animation system is incredible, and Robe's not the first company to put stacked prisms on top of each other, but the way they work together and the quality of light that still comes through after going through all of these different lenses and optics, it is crazy. In a lot of fixtures, when you start adding in all these different optical elements, you can see the output gets kind of blurry and the output drops significantly, but it's really not the case with this. I got to play with the fixture for almost 2 hours today, and I'm confident in saying that I would love to use this fixture as an actual hybrid, the way hybrids were originally meant to be used. Right now, you pretty much only see hybrids being used as a beam replacement fixture. If you look at any major rig today, you'll see that if they are using hybrid fixtures, they're still also using spot fixtures, not really other beam fixtures. Usually the hybrids are serving as the beam fixtures. You'll see wash fixtures, and then of course, you know, strobes, all those other effect lights and LED washes. Of course, those will all be separate and different always, but moving lights, you know, you will not just see an all hybrid rig. But I think this light could change that. And for my purposes, DJ shows, festivals, that kind of stuff, I would feel very comfortable replacing all moving discharge fixtures with this hybrid. So thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you enjoyed the footage of the MegaPointe. And you can be sure as soon as I do use them out in the wild, I'll be making a video about it. Speaking of making videos, I've got this 2 terabyte hard drive that's completely full of unedited footage over the last 7 or 8 months or so. I apologize. I know this is the standard YouTuber excuse. I've been so busy doing all these cool things that I haven't had time to edit videos, but that's the truth. I promise there's all this footage on here and it is backed up. It's not just on this one drive. I'm trying to focus on having the best career that I can right now, and sometimes that means putting videos on the back burner. That being said, I've been more inspired now than ever before to be making content. You can see that if you are watching my Instagram, my Twitter, or my Snapchat. So if you want to see all that cool behind the scenes stuff, the links to my Instagram and Twitter and all those other cool places are down below in the description. Also, a link to my new website is down below. I'm still in the process of building it, but on there you can contact me for specialized one-on-one training if you would like to do something like that. I'm coming up on my season where I don't have as much weekday work and I'm pretty much only flying on the weekends. So if you are interested in having me come out and do an MA2 training for you or your company, you can check out the link in the description for my website. Go to the training link and we can maybe work something out. Oh, before I finish this video, one thing I wanted to make crystal clear. Robe's not paying me to say any of this. They just brought these fixtures out and showed them to me. I think they're really cool and I wanted to share them with you guys. I mean, unless you consider like them giving me like a couple shirts and a hat as sponsored, then call me a sellout all you want. In that case, I'm a total sellout. I just really like their products and I like the people who work there. That's not to say that I don't like other companies' products or the people who work at those other companies. This video just happens to be about the Robe MegaPointe because I've been wanting to get my hands on it for, well, ever since they announced it. So big thanks to Adam for bringing out all this gear so that I could check it out and being cool enough to be filmed while demoing it. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, well, why don't you go actually press the button that indicates that you like it, and right next to that there's like a subscription button down below there. That'd be super cool if you press that. It really helps me out a lot. And that's pretty much it. Hope to see you in the next video.